hands down. Hands down. Hands down shit, you know what I mean?
What's up, guys? Hands Down Sports. Thanks for tuning in. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell for me. Help me out, my G. Appreciate you. So today, of course, we're going to be talking about a couple of things. Wanted to go over, the whatchamacallit, OKC lost yesterday to the T-Wolves, and they got destroyed. The T-Wolves weren't playing. The Timberlakes. Diablo loco. Anyways, 101 to 143. OKC has a lead, but over there, traditional, home games are won by the home team in the Western Conference Finals, unlike how it's going for the Eastern Conference Finals. And the Knicks play tonight at 8 o'clock in Indiana. And Indianapolis fans are going to be wild and crazy. I'm going to be very surprised to see any Knicks fans out there. If it was Philly, it'd be totally different because the drive is right there. You know what I'm saying? We're that close to Philly. But we'll see what happens, man. Can the Knicks pull that off? If they do, then the narrative starts changing a little bit. Because right now, I hear y'all, man. I don't want to quit on my team either. I don't want to quit on my team, man. They need to lose 2 more games to officially be eliminated. So, for me, we're gonna, be watching, listening, and seeing how this team can pull this off. And if they can't, somebody's gonna lose their job, and then people are gonna get traded. Now, today is Sunday, tomorrow is Memorial Day, so that's why I have that behind me, coming live from a cruise ship, you know what I mean? If you know, you know, and I appreciate the cruise line that has this type of memorial kind of deal on their cruise ship to represent the vets, and it's a really nice place to hang out and watch some sports and have a drink and conversate with your friends and family. So that's what we're coming through right now. So if you know anybody that's in the military or used to, put their life on the line for the country, salute, much respect, and I hope everything is going well for all those people that have signed up and protected this country, man. Appreciate you, man. So, last night I was looking at a photo. It's a FanDuel picture, and it says, "Who says no?" The Milwaukee Bucks making a trade with the New York Knicks, let's say next season or after the postseason. So let's say, would you agree to do this trade, especially right now that you're angry? You're like, what the hell's going on with our team? We're losing to the Pacers. You know what I mean? We're down 0-2 in the playoffs. We need 4 wins to make it to the finals. Let's say things go, just down the drain. What do you trade? Karl Anthony Towns, Malik Bridges, or Mikal Bridges, Mitchell Robinson, Miles McBride, and the 2030 first round pick. 4, Giannis Antetokounmpo, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but Giannis, and then Kyle Kuzma. Just those 2 guys. I'm like, man, there should be a third, but whatever. Me, I wouldn't. Only reason is because I wouldn't want to get rid of Mitchell Robinson. Him coming off the bench, playing, I don't know what he can do, like 12, maybe 15, 16 minutes a game or a little bit more. When he's, all about defense, I would love to keep him. And I love Bridges, man, but, I don't know how you guys feel. Did he have a really good, successful season? I mean, that dude's an Iron Man. He played every game. He's still playing right now. And hopefully he has amazing game 3 and 4 to help out Brunson and stuff. But if the Knicks win, I don't think they would do a trade for Giannis, even though, that would be amazing, bro. Giannis in a Knick uniform. I mean, out of all the guys here, I mean, I know some people don't want to lose McBride because him coming off the bench to hit a couple of spot threes, he's a good shooter. To me, if this trade would go down, I would say Anthony Towns, Mitchell Robinson, and the 2030 first round pick. But this is hypothetical, of course. But would Milwaukee say, "Oh yeah, we'll take those 3 guys and a draft pick, or those 2 dudes and a draft pick to give you these guys, or maybe just Giannis by himself"? Because to me, if we have to go back to the drawing board, doing a trade like that, doing a trade like what you see behind me. I'm over here because I'm looking at my phone. I feel like it would be in that circle of, we traded Carmelo and we gave 400 players and had like the starting 5 and a bench, one guy off the bench. You know what I mean? And I know we're only playing like 7 guys right now. This is fucking embarrassing. But, something like that, I don't think it would work. Because right now, with the team that we have right now, and I love last year's team more than this year's team. But, we had a little bench, man, last year. You know what I'm saying? There was like 4 or 5 guys that can come in, and that's what we need right now. But they're not even using Achua in the playoffs. Like, this is stupid, son. He has to be in there. He has to be in there and somebody else, right? So it's Bridges, Payne, forget that. You sit the bench. Let's put Kolick in there. He knows how to run an offense, bro. He's not looking to score. He's looking for the open man. You know what I mean? And then if he's open for a 3, let him shoot it, son. He got a good shot, but he doesn't have the playoff experience. He's a rookie, son. He's been in and out. The Knicks will have him on the rosters and send him back to the G League. Then he goes over there, does his thing, then they bring him back. And, he's on the roster right now. I would rather use him right now and say, look, Payne, you done fucked up too many times in the playoffs. Siéntate. Thank you for your contribution during the regular seasons. I feel you. But, you know what I'm saying? Let's get it, son. Let's see here. Now, when it comes to the NFL, there was a post. I had to take a screenshot. Let me see here. Prediction according to Chat GBT. Next 10 Super Bowls. I love stuff like this. I don't know why, man. For real, son. So they have next year's Super Bowl, Kansas City Chiefs and the Lions. Chiefs are winning that. They say, ChatGPT. ChatGPT sabe de todo, loco. Sabe de todo. Then after that, we got a rematch. We have the Niners and Baltimore, which I don't think that's going to happen. And if it did, it would be Baltimore instead of the Niners. Mierda, loco. ChatGPT's favoritism. Now, in 2028, yo, son, if this would come out, let's say they're wrong about everything except this one right here, I would be like amazed. Yes, I would like to see the Bengals win the Super Bowl over the Dallas Cowboys. But if the Cowboys can make the Super Bowl 2 years from now, you know what I mean? Or 3 years from now, yo, that would be crazy. Then in 2029, they have, which I can't tell, what the hell is this other team, right? Versus the Dolphins in the Super Bowl? Wow, I would be shocked. How did the Dolphins make it to through? Yo, Miami V, they're pissed off at me right now because, they love their Dolphins. And I'm a big fan of the Dolphins too, man. Thanks to my attorney, Bill, for getting me those beautiful tickets when I worked at the Florida bar and stuff. Yo, my Jake, I cherish those moments to death, man. Loved it, man. Every single time. The Bills going to the Super Bowl against the Niners. They got the Niners in there again. They got the Niners in there 3 times. And the Chiefs, they got them twice. And they're both. Yo, you tell me, son. If the Bills can win a Super Bowl with my mans, you know what I mean? At QB right there, son. Josh Allen, though, he's mad nice, dogs. I don't, him winning the MVP, over a quarterback that has done something that has never been done by a quarterback in the NFL before. I mean, I'm not mad at it, but come on, babe. You have a stat that only one guy is on, and he did it that same season that your man's got the MVP. I don't see Raven fans saying nothing about that. Maybe they did, but I didn't see it. Now, in 2031, this would be great because I've been dying to see Detroit win a Super Bowl, man, and I think they deserve it. I mean, they got fans out there. I mean, I know it's hard to go and watch a team that's consistently losing. I mean, they're not losing now. Ever since Amon Ra's been there and Jeff and Goff and them, they've been doing really good. They've been hitting the playoffs. They're top team. They got dope running back. They got dope defense. People got hurt and they still were winning games. Great coach, mad respect. If they can beat the Chargers in 2031 for the Super Bowl, that would be dope. The Texans, which I think the Texans should be in the Super Bowl conversation now and next year and the year after, but they got ChatGPT, got them winning a Super Bowl against the Bears. Would Caleb Williams be the quarterback? That would be a good question, right? Now, the year after that, this would be the Green Super Bowl, but I will never see this happen. I will, that's another, NFL squad, besides Detroit, besides Baltimore, that I would love to see win one goddamn Super Bowl would be the New York Jets. You know what I mean? Because the Giants really run everything. The Giants is the Giants are, basically similar in comparison to how the Yankees are, and then the Jets are the Mets. You know what I mean? I would say the same thing about Knicks and the Nets, but the Knicks haven't won a championship, so it's all good. Now the last two that they have here in 2034, Bengals losing to the Niners. I believe that would be like a rematch, right? And of like a past Super Bowl. And then again, the Kansas City Chiefs, which Mahomes probably will be playing during this time. And then the Panthers in the Super Bowl in 2035. 10 years from now. Dogs. I mean, it can happen, right? They can change things around little by little, and all of a sudden, the Panthers are a team to beat. You know what I mean? I got you, B. It's 10 years from now. But, man, that would be crazy, son. Now, the other thing that I wanted to show today was Sunday Night Football matchups. Now, in week 1, that 8 o'clock game, those in the west coast of the U.S., dogs, you got it made, son. You guys get to watch these games while there's still daylight. While you still, after the game, you can still go to dinner, babe. Most of the time. We got here, we got Baltimore and Buffalo in week 1. Week 2, depends on how things are going. I think Atlanta Falcons are going to improve. But the Sunday night game, they face Minnesota. If it's the way they have it over here, they'll be in Minnesota for that game. Week 3, this is not going to be a good Sunday night game because I don't expect much from the Giants at home. This season, I don't think they're going to be that great. They'll definitely be under 500. But Kansas City Chiefs are coming to New York to play Sunday night football. Week 4, classic Green Bay Dallas game, awesome. Week 5, we got the Patriots that are up and coming. They're trying to get, they're trying to improve from last season. I think the Bills, this might be like one of those Buffalo Bill games that you're just like, it's already 40-0 in the first half. We can turn this off. Week 6, we got the Lions and Kansas City, which is dope. I'm looking forward to that. Week 7, again, look, they got the Falcons in there again. I don't know. NFL's expecting something from the Falcons. They playing the Niners with Brock Purdy's brand new, beautiful, 200 and something million contract. That was dope. Then week 8, we got Green Bay going into Steel Town. Pittsburgh Steelers. That would be interesting. Week 9, we got Seattle going to Washington. My man's over there. Who's playing over there, Jay. It's a quarterback log. Get ready. Week 10, Pittsburgh goes to LA to face the Chargers. Week 11, we got the Detroit Lions again, but they're facing the Philadelphia Eagles. We'll see how that goes, because they're going to be outside for that game, right? I think the Eagles win that. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to LA to face the Rams. That might be an interesting game in week 12. We'll see how their records are and how things are going. Hopefully they got a full staff. Denver, with my man Knox, is going to go see my guy Jaden over there in Washington. So Washington has 2 Sunday night games, at home, which looks like it's going to be pretty exciting games and 2 wins for them. I don't think the Broncos could beat them, but, man, we'll see, man. It'll be week 13. That's a level de hora. Then we have week 14. We got our Texan, the Houston Texans. I'm already messing up. Going into Kansas City. That's twice. Kansas City has 2 home games, but they're on this list 3 times, babe. So when you're one of the best teams in the league, you get the highlighted game of the week. Minnesota goes to Dallas on week 15, Sunday night. Then the Bengals, week 16, go to Miami to face the Dolphins. Hopefully Tua's playing, and T. Hill and them, are doing good by then. Week 17, we got the Bears and the Niners. And then week 18, unfortunately, I haven't updated this photo because I took it, a while back. But it's to be announced, to be determined. But, they're probably saving it to see how things are going during the season and what would bring some good ratings. You know how the NFL does. The NBA needs to learn from them, but, it's all good. We'll see what we can do. Now, I want to give a shout out to the Fielder family. My J. I saw Cecil Fielder play. He played for the Yankees for a little bit. He was amazing for Detroit, and I think he played for the Blue Jays too, man. I should go look that up. But anyways, his son, Prince Fielder, played in the majors, but it was cut short due to health issues. And now the grandson, which is Prince Fielder's son, Jaden Fielder, made his professional debut this year for the Milwaukee Brewers. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I went to check if he was on the roster. So let's do that now. I'm going to go to MLB. I've been, rooting for Milwaukee. I think they're a good team, but they're definitely not this year so far. They're a little bit under 500. Now, when I go to the roster, let me see here. Boom, boom, boom. No, I don't see Jaden there. No, I don't see him on the roster right now. So, maybe he's in the minors. That sometimes happens, They'll bring him up, see what he does. Oh, he didn't crack 4 home runs and bring in 100 RBIs real quick. They send him to the minors. So, I do hope that he gets some more burn over there. Now, last night, I was able to see this guy, Nick Kurtz, who is the Oakland A's, Sacramento A's, top prospect that they drafted and they brought up this year. And he has like 4 home runs. He's like batting really good. Let me go to his stats. But as you can see right here, man, he's 22 years old, plays first base. He throws left, bats left. At the plate, he looks like a monster. He just doesn't have like big guns like, let's say, like Stanton. But that kid looks huge, man. I'm like, yo, this guy's going to hit like 40 home runs, bro. Let me see here. MLB.com's number 35th overall prospect. 4th overall pick in the 2024 draft by the Oakland Athletics. In AAA, look at those stats. Really nice. 321 batting average. 7 home runs, 24 RBIs in 20 games. You know, he has well above power, hits to all the fields, that's what I like to see. Just like, all the greats always hit it all over the field. You can't just play, what's that thing that he used to do? But that's okay. So yesterday I got to see an at bat, but then I went to sleep because, they're in the West Coast, man. The Philly, when I stopped watching the game, I think it was Philly 4, Oakland 3. The game ended in 11 innings. So, I missed out on a really good game. So it was 9-6 final. Philadelphia Phillies won that game. Let's see here. Look at that. Kurtz in the 6th, single to center. Butler scored. And then while he was on base in the 6th, Soderstrom single to right. Kurtz scored. And then Rooker to second. And then, let me see, Rooker homered last night. Don't even want to go over the stats for the Philly because, they're good. They're going to be in the playoffs. They might make it to the World Series, dog. That's how good they are. But my guy, Nick, he went 2 for 3 with a run and an RBI, and he's batting .245. I thought it was much higher than that. And he has 5 home runs and 15 RBIs. For a rookie, man, if he gets to play every day, we'll see what happens during the end of the season, man. Give him some props, man, because that's the number one guy. Because, if he can be that superstar, then, of course, when they move to Vegas, they got somebody can really see some blossom over there, man. And, with all the money that's spent, I would think that Oakland's probably going to either be in the playoffs within the first 3 seasons of them moving to Las Vegas, or they're going to be in the World Series. Because you got to get that money back, dogs. There's a lot of billions of dollars that came out of people's pockets, and they want to get that money back. And that's how that works, man. Because even for the Raiders, when they moved to Las Vegas, there was high expectations, but they didn't make the playoffs at all, right? They were just no good. But the Super Bowl was hosted there, and you see how much the tickets were, and who doesn't want to go to Vegas, bro? I want to go to Vegas, but I need somebody to sponsor, this YouTube channel, Hands Down Sports, and let us do that starting lineup podcast for you every day, my G. Que me puede ayudar con eso? Give me some thumbs up, my dude. Help me out, daddy. You know what I mean? But would like to end this video by saying, salute to all the vets. Thank you for putting your life on the line so I can raise my family here in the United States. It is still a great country, but, you got to deal with the bad and the good, right? And we're all resilient. We're going to make it through, bro. So hold on tight. Make your family and your veterans feel welcomed and appreciated and loved. Hands Down Sports. Estamos aquí.